So I've got a lot of high-end NFTs, which are only on ETH.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I'm a mercenary otherwise. It's like, what's going to outperform? I've been Solana,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've been switching towards Sui, even though I'm on the foundation. So I've been granted tokens, but I've actually been buying in the open market because the chart versus every cross rate versus Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and choose your token, and it's about performing. So I'm like, okay, this is the signal that this may be the next chosen one.
Mm-hmm.
ETH, I've been thinking through what happened with ETH.
Hey guys, welcome back to Everyday Finance. In this video, Raoul Pal discusses Bitcoin and crypto. With recent price volatility and challenging market conditions, it is easy to lose sight of the extraordinary potential that the cryptocurrency and digital asset space represents. This is a historic moment in financial markets. Perhaps for the first time, a truly equal opportunity exists for all types of investors from around the world. Regardless of location or economic origin, investors in development can now access, exchange, and invest in digital assets without conventional time barriers, geography, or financial restrictions. However, cryptocurrency is not only open access to financial markets. In addition, it provides a compelling means to maintain wealth and growth, especially in an environment where the depreciation of contract currency with the central bank is constant. Many people around the world can create many generations in this new industry and often take strategic measures at important moments. The founder and CEO of Real Vision, Raoul Pal, emphasized that the cryptocurrency is more than a class, alternative active ingredient. As Pal and other market observers have noted, the traditional monetary system faces significant challenges as central banks continually devalue currencies through excessive money printing. If this trajectory continues, it could destabilize the global economy with devastating consequences for billions of people. According to Raoul Pal, navigation at these times requires a prey and ahead of constant monetary debate. Raoul emphasizes the inadequacy of traditional income and investment in hedging against this currency devaluation. Even the world's strongest fiat currency is reported to be losing 7 to 10% of its value every year, and traditional financial assets like bonds and stocks are struggling to keep up with this loss of purchasing power. However, over the past 15 years, cryptocurrencies have not only kept pace with the devaluation of fiat currencies, but have also consistently outperformed the balance sheets of central banks, including the U.S. Federal Reserve. According to Pal, this is the main opportunity the digital asset sector offers: the possibility of building a safe financial future, free from the systemic risks faced by the traditional financial system. His recent analysis on Deribit examines these opportunities in the current cryptocurrency market cycle. Pal, a respected macroeconomic analyst and former Goldman Sachs executive, argues that the fundamental forces driving this bull market are just beginning to unfold, and that significant moves higher are likely imminent. As central banks around the world expand their monetary bases in response to economic pressures, Pal believes cryptocurrencies offer a unique protection against currency weakening and financial instability. This resilience paves the way for huge potential growth in the sector as more investors turn to digital assets to protect and grow their wealth. Pal said this cycle could be the start of a major shift as more traditional and institutional investors see cryptocurrencies as an important part of their diversified portfolios. The cryptocurrency market acts as a unique financial smoothing tool and a potential hedge against the devaluation effects of modern monetary policy. For investors looking to preserve and grow their wealth in a changing economic environment, digital assets offer a historic opportunity. Pal's insights highlight that the strategic advantages of cryptocurrencies lie not only in their accessibility, but also in their fundamental fit with the economic challenges of our time. For those interested in exploring this emerging market, the cryptocurrency space may present a unique opportunity to secure a future less reliant on traditional financial structures that may be nearing the end of their viability. And lots of things Raoul Pal discusses, so please watch the video to end and share this video and subscribe our channel, Everyday Finance. Thanks.
Everyone's looking for the confirmation of Bitcoin, and then everybody's going to get out the risk curve.
Yeah.
I mean, because look, if we've got the banana zone,
Everything's going to rip.
everyone knows what the game is.
You want the beta.
Yeah, everybody's going to want the beta. And,
So where do we
we're
get
already
the beta?
seeing it. You can barely keep memes underwater.
Well, memes are going,
And you
but
can barely
memes are going.
Stuff like SUI, you just can't keep these things down.
Yeah.
So you can see that the market's kind of getting ready to do all this stuff. And the moment Bitcoin breaks 70,000, I mean, God, these memes are going to go bananas. I love ETH. It's great. My only ETH exposure is NFTs. So I've got a lot of high-end NFTs, which are only on ETH. Other than that, I'm a mercenary otherwise. It's like, what's going to outperform? I've been Solana, and then I've been switching towards SUI, even though I'm on the foundation. So I've been granted tokens, but I've actually been buying in the open market because the chart versus every cross rate versus Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and choose your token, and it's about performing. So I'm like, okay, this is the signal that this may be the next chosen one. ETH, I've been thinking through what happened with ETH. So the layer 2s obviously took away from the layer 1. Okay, fine. But what I'm thinking is really being built is something that scales much larger by having the layer 2s, and then they're going to go to this ZK roll-ups, whatever it's going to be. But they have a roadmap, and I think basically they've overbuilt infrastructure for where we are right now. And that's what it is. While Solana and SUI and other stuff are seeing the pickup in activity, ETH has basically built out enormous amount of block space. And as the market grows, I think, ETH, because it's security and all of the other stuff, will attract more flows. But it's probably going to underperform this cycle. Underperforms Solana, but I still think it outperforms Bitcoin. I look at that cross a lot. That cross perfectly works with the ISM. So as the business cycle picks up, that's alt season. Now, why is that? It's pretty simple, because everyone has a bit more money.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the ISM picks up, still below 40, below 50. So it actually says a big part of the economy is still slow, and another part is racing ahead. So that means that corporate earnings are still slow. That means people's paychecks are slow. That means the bloke who owns the sandwich shop down the road, earnings are still a bit slow. All of that stuff. When it starts picking up, that compounding effect of the business cycle means more disposable income, means more investing, and then people go out the risk curve. So we still haven't got to that point. So we're still, and that's another reason maybe this whole breakout from the banana zone hasn't happened, is it really happens when the RSM crosses 50 to the upside. That's like a big signal.
On October 24th, Microsoft filed an interesting proposal with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, setting an unusual topic on the agenda for its annual shareholders meeting on December 10th. In addition to the usual elements such as electing board members, approving independent auditors, and removing misinformation, Microsoft included a shareholder proposal that has attracted market attention, evaluating the possibility of investing in Bitcoin. Interestingly, Microsoft's board of directors recommended that shareholders vote against the proposal, reflecting caution about the risks associated with cryptocurrency. However, the scale of Microsoft's potential investment in Bitcoin has generated widespread interest in both corporate and crypto circles. Since the T2 2024 financial report, Microsoft has declared a cash reserve of $76 billion. This is a large-scale investment of $7.6 billion if the shareholders sued even with a 10% allowance for Bitcoin. At the current price of around $73,000 per Bitcoin, this would be equivalent to around 104,110 BTC. For the prospect, it would be almost 11 times the Bitcoin holdings of Tesla, which currently contains around 9,720 BTC. Such a move by Microsoft would not be able to cover MicroStrategy's Bitcoin reserves, which currently exceed 150,000 BTC. However, an investment of this magnitude by Microsoft would be unprecedented and could create a significant supply shock to the market. Bitcoin balances on exchanges have already reached their lowest levels in 4 years, and many holders are moving their holdings into cold storage as institutions and investors increasingly view Bitcoin as a long-term store of value. Microsoft buying Bitcoin on such a large scale could exacerbate supply constraints in the market, potentially driving up prices in a tight market. Investment proposals for Bitcoin will be voted at Microsoft annual meet, and this voting will not be connected, but will function as an important indicator of the interests of shareholders of assets. Shareholders can vote for important suggestions with the SEC provisions for public companies. This proposal is essentially an advice, but if you have important support, you can put pressure on the Captain Association. The proposal would give shareholders an opportunity to express their views on the role of cryptocurrency in Microsoft's strategy. In the U.S. public company model, large shareholders could further influence company policy if they were able to create momentum for consultation across the entire shareholder base. Microsoft's board of directors recommended a no vote on the Bitcoin proposal, likely due to caution over Bitcoin's volatility, regulatory risks, and the impact on the company's balance sheet. Regulatory uncertainty around Bitcoin continues to pose significant risks to public companies, as the SEC and other agencies have signaled that additional oversight and reporting requirements for companies that hold crypto assets may be on the horizon. Nevertheless, if several large-scale management assets and companies that are publicly listed have already assigned a part of the balance by cryptocurrency, it is worth paying attention to institutional interest in Bitcoin. There is. The value of Bitcoin as a hedging tools and diversifying tools are more and more interested in assets to increase traction. For companies like Microsoft, which hold vast amounts of cash reserves, Bitcoin could serve as a potentially higher-yielding alternative to traditional reserves if managed prudently. The proposal also reflects the growing recognition within shareholder communities of Bitcoin's role as an investment asset and its potential impact on corporate treasury strategies. In conclusion, while the Microsoft Board of Directors has decided to oppose the proposed investment in Bitcoin, the strong institutional demand and investor interest in virtual currencies cannot be ignored. If the proposal receives significant support from shareholders, it may force the Board of Directors to reconsider its assessment of Bitcoin as a future strategic investment option. For now, the outcome of the DECT 10 vote will provide valuable insight into shareholder sentiment on the issue, and any signs of support could have broader implications for corporate interest in cryptocurrencies across the industry. Let's back to the Raoul Pal interview.
Dollar's always in short supply.
Yeah.
So anytime the world slows down, the dollar goes up. Anytime, it's just, there is a desperate need for dollars. I mean, China, they needed dollars. What the US did was agree via Japan intervening in the currency to inject dollars back into the Chinese system.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they need to do anything. And the argument, look at the size of the debt. No shit, Sherlock. We know what they're doing. They're debasing the currency to pay for the debt.
Yeah.
That's the privilege of having the world's reserve currency. You could force an 8% annual purchasing power depreciation via debasement, which is basically, I think of it as a put option on implosion. So I don't know what you'd pay for the option, a put option on, let's say, equity markets falling 50% plus and most markets falling apart. That's what, if you get the big reset, the big, thing, okay, that's what happens. Well, what we're doing instead is we're basically paying them to take away that downside or an 8%.
By debasing money.
Yeah, it's an option cost.
Yeah, it's quite an expensive one as well, right?
It is, but, I'd rather pay 8% than I would to see markets down 80.
And it's 8% that you don't actually see yourself paying.
No.
You see it as an asset inflation, basically, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Your future self gets poorer because you can afford less with your income. I was thinking about this, actually. When I first bought my first flat in London, I think it was like £265,000 back in like 92. And I was thinking my salary was probably 70, 75.
Mm-hmm.
So that
The
wasn't
5x.
5, or maybe my salary was 80 or 90, whatever. It's about 3.5, 4x.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That same flat is probably 1.5, 2 million.
Wow.
I don't know, two-bedroom flat in Bayswater on a nice square. It's probably not far off that. And I don't know what the average kind of 20-something investment banker earns as they're starting their career now, probably 200. So it's gone 10x.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's debasement.
Reid Hoffman, the founder of LinkedIn and the current member of the Microsoft Board of Directors, has recently expressed a positive feeling in Bitcoin in an interview with Yahoo Finance. Hoffman describes Bitcoin as a digital value store and emphasizes the potential of future financial systems. Hoffman's views, known for his early investment in Xapo, a popular Bitcoin custody service provider, lend credence to growing institutional interest in Bitcoin. If Microsoft were to consider investing in Bitcoin, it would need to consider several strategies. A less risky alternative would be to buy shares in a Bitcoin spot ETF, which would provide indirect access to Bitcoin's performance while offering greater liquidity and regulatory clarity. Using an ETF would reduce the operational risks associated with direct Bitcoin ownership and allow Microsoft to adjust its positions more effectively. While Microsoft may not be investing in Bitcoin anytime soon, the ongoing dialogue around corporate Bitcoin adoption reflects Bitcoin's appeal as an alternative store of value and a potential hedge in a diversified portfolio. Shareholder interest and support from influencers like Hoffman suggest that Bitcoin could increasingly attract the attention of large companies considering investing in digital assets within a regulated strategic framework. If you learned something from this video, then please like this video and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance, and we will meet in next video. Thanks.